What's going on, people? It's the Blue and Red Banter podcast with me, your host, Nicholas Prostakis, and the homie.
Sebastian Soto.
And today, a rare commodity today. A rare commodity. 2 wins from our teams today. That's why we're both repping the jerseys.
Yes,
We
sir.
both had to rep it.
Usually I wear the suit, and by usually I meant I wear it once. But we'll go for the jersey today.
You know, I haven't worn something like that, but I've worn jerseys. Of course, I didn't wear a jersey on Wednesday. Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday. I didn't wear a jersey on Wednesday, but I think it's got to be a thing now. It's got to be a thing that we wear it on wins. I think we should start doing that.
Hopefully, that's not a once every 3 week kind of thing.
I don't know, man. You got one game on Sun. You guys play on Sunday?
Sunday.
You guys play on You guys play on Sunday just like us. A little bit of a different matchup. You guys play a shit team at the bottom of the table. We play fifth place Arsenal. So
Arsenal been slipping though.
Hey,
it's still Arsenal though. They're not. Yeah.
Their away form has been atrocious this season, but again, we're at home, so we like to think we can get a good result. I don't know. Going into this, it's going to be a tough one. It really is going to be a tough one, but hopefully the Battle of the Pep Disciples comes out with ours is the better one. I would say that for you guys, this is the last game under Van Nistelrooy, I'm guessing, because I don't think that Amorim's taking over before the last game. I think they said he's going to be after the 11th, so after Van Nistelrooy will have his last game to prove himself as a manager to other teams, and then you'll see Amorim take over, and Van Nistelrooy got fired.
Hopefully, I don't want him to get fired. I don't think he should be head coach, head manager. I would still want him though to be with part of the coaching.
It depends. It all depends. I mean, his system doesn't really fit. Like, they don't play nearly the same systems. Of course, Amorim's going to come in and play a 5-back in a way, or a 3-back. And then you're going to see Van Nistelrooy plays a 4-2-3-1. So it's not the same. But I think it'll really depend on, I guess what we say. I guess based on the player. I mean, based on players and how the formation will go. I'd say that they'll end up telling me, like, hey, thank you for your time. But sadly, you're not going to stay here. And maybe he'll get another job somewhere else. Maybe he'll become the sporting manager. That will not happen. That will not happen. But again, let's look at these games from Thursday. Yesterday's games were quite the commodity here.
3-1 for us. Or not 3-1.
3-1. 3-1.
That's what I guessed.
2-0.
That's what I guessed.
2-0.
2-0. I guessed 3-1. So he won by 2. I was right on that. And Powell could have scored. They had a couple chances.
Yeah, it seemed like they weren't that bad. It seemed like they were okay.
They could have probably got one in, but Onana had I think 2 good saves, but nothing like too threatening, I guess, other than just I don't know. But 2-0, Diallo played.
Dude, he was playing out of his mind.
Like the man. That first goal, what was the first goal? And the second goal, he took it away from. Oh, the first goal was the header, that cross the box header, and that was a good finish. Those are hard because he's leaning back and he put it across the goal, so that's good instinct. And that second goal, I mean, bro was hustling to get that ball.
Dude, it was a self goal.
Yeah, no,
he finished too.
He could have. If it was like any other ref, he might have called it earlier for a foul.
Maybe.
He might have called it.
I don't know if he called it an advantage, but
that finish, I mean,
he's got to get more playing time, dude.
He does. I mean, everyone's been saying that for a while now.
I think because it's been so mediocre between Garnacho, especially because his finishing's been so poor, Garnacho.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe trying something different could be the wave. I know one of my friends who's also a United fan has been saying, like, let him play. He texted me, especially when he scored a second time, and he was like, dude, Diallo is cooking. He needs to keep playing.
Yeah.
Like, from every time he's on the field, he does look good. Like, he's looked pretty good in the games he's played this season. And this is just another reason to start him. And I don't know where you got...
I was going to say, the only reason why he probably doesn't start is... I think he's just... When I see him play, he looks kind of like just like a kid still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can understand that.
So I don't know if that has anything to really do with the team in a way. I don't know. And Garnacho and Rashford, like Rashford could honestly not score for like 10 years, and they'll probably still start him.
A lot of with Rashford has to do with his wage, and then Garnacho is like the star boy of United in a way.
Yeah.
So it comes down to whether like who are you going to play, and you're not going to play somebody else in the middle because of course Bruno is there, so you're not going to take any of those spots. So it's really about who are you going to drop for a player. But if the player's form is that good, you're going to have to think about switching him. Because right now Ahmad is the guy who scored the goals, and Rashford hasn't scored I think since your last Europa League game, right? Unless I'm going crazy, I don't know. I think your last Europa League game against Porto, he scored, or no. Porto, I know he scored twice, I think, or something. But since then, I'm not sure if he scored. I know he didn't score in their Fenerbahce game. I don't know if he scored in the league either. So he's been kind of cold.
Yeah,
and I think it'd be a good time to maybe make that change. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it under Amorim. I'm not sure. Rude will do it on Sunday, but.
Yeah, I mean, I saw this post of saying that there's only one constant with all these manager firings and hirings, and that's Rashford. You know
why they all want to keep playing him.
I mean, it's like you kind of have to.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the man's getting like
forced to.
He's getting like $275 a week or something. Some outrageous number. Some outrageous number. He's a number 10. He's been playing for like, what? When did he start playing? Like 2017. He got under Mourinho.
He's a youth academy product that if I had to
start under Mourinho.
I'm almost certain you're correct by that. I remember he was one of those guys who scored as like a 16 or 17-year-old or something. He scored pretty early on.
Yeah.
In his development, I remember he was like a 60-something overall in FIFA, and like one of the older FIFAs that I played. I always try to relate everything back to FIFA when I try and think of like young players, because I always just remember like their bronze card or something.
Yeah.
And
I had
my
FIFA 17 or 18 team. I had Timo Werner. I had Julian Brandt.
Back then, they would have been like what?
They were like
Leipzig.
70.
Maybe. Timo Werner wasn't on Chelsea yet.
I had Batshuayi when he was like his prime.
Was that him at Chelsea? Or was that him somewhere else? Because I think that back then Batshuayi was at Chelsea.
It might have been Dortmund. Was he at Dortmund? I think he was at Dortmund.
He sounds like he played at Dortmund at one point, but I don't know.
But I had like you pick your country of origin, and I had like a German team, so I had like all these kind of washed up players, except for Julian Brown because he's still pretty good.
Yeah, he plays good. He plays great at Dortmund right now. So
I think I had like Torgan Hazard.
I think he was at what? Leverkusen? Dude, I'm just trying to go all these German players and where they're coming from.
I don't know where he went, but that's what I had him as. All right, what were we talking about?
I think
completely went off range.
No, but I want to stay on this topic for just a second because I think that in FIFA was like the best team you could create. I think that building a cheap German team was like the easiest thing.
Yeah, no. I mean, the only like downside caveat I guess of it is like when you got your like let's say you open a pack and you actually got like a really really good player.
You could never.
They were from like England or Spain.
And then you would be like, holy shit, I need to sell my entire team.
Yeah, exactly. Now you have to work around that one guy.
And that's what I would always do. And then I'd play a multiplayer game, and I'd be like, damn, this guy fucking sucks. Why did I sell my entire team just for this one guy?
And now they got rid of chemistry now. There's no chemistry.
Yeah, now everything is like you have to play the players with each other, and then they just like connect or something.
Yeah.
I haven't played FIFA in so long. I remember.
Anyhow.
My favorite one was always playing the Brazil teams. And then having like all the 5-star skillers on the wings, like I had Douglas Costa, and then I'd have like, oh my god, the names are not naming. It wouldn't even be Rafinha back then. Who would it be? Like Douglas Costa was on Bayern back then, I think.
Maybe Oscar. No, that's like 2015.
Dude, that's a hell of a shout name. Now Oscar, bro, what a fucking career! Old. I think they said recently that Oscar left China. Like he's a free agent now or something. Dude,
I don't see him.
The fact is, he literally left Chelsea to go to freaking China and has lived there for like 9 years or something.
Well, he said he only went for the money for his family.
Yeah.
Which I guess is understandable, but like you're still making like you're going to make a lot of bread at Chelsea, and you're going to make more money just over time. Like he was wait till like you're 34 to go somewhere else, and then when you're 34, like these China, Saudi Arabia, MLS, they're actually like desperate to bring. They might spend 100 million on one guy, but they're gonna bring in 300 on tickets and jerseys.
Dude, but
So
all I
I
know
don't
is
know.
that when he played for us, he was getting starts, and I always think about that. I don't know if you know the goal where he like took like a back
Nick
touch,
Pirlo.
and then it was like the
It's against
curl over
Juve.
the top, bro.
It's against Juve.
It's when he scored twice in that game.
Is that?
That was dude.
I think
That
that's
was
2012.
dude. It was a long
They
time
still had
ago.
I think they still had the Samsung sponsor.
I think you're right, but I don't think it was that late. I think it was like 2014. The reason I say that is because I don't think that Oscar was part of our Champions League winning team, and I don't think it
Mm.
was that late. I think it was a little early or a little later. But at the same time, holy shit! Like he was something special.
He
Like
was good.
he was good. I
He was
really
good though.
thought that he was gonna stay for longer, and
Mm.
like I don't know why the club let him leave so early. I guess he was gonna create a problem or something. But that was when everybody was like thinking like, oh my god, the Chinese division is gonna be nuts because like, all
Yeah,
these
no.
players were starting to go there, and then there was like a bunch of corruption going on and stuff. So
Yeah. I mean,
but
who really
that's what you get.
the Shanghai
What are they? Oh my,
Sounders, Beijing Bears,
yeah. Okay, this is
Hong,
like that. This
Hong
is like,
Kong Howlers.
this is like how they call us the Chelsea Dodgers or something.
Yeah, the London Cowboys.
Yeah, the London Cowboys. Oh my god. I'm just trying to think of all like I wish I remember the name of the team that he went to, but it was the Shanghai team. I'm
Shanghai.
almost certain it was the Shanghai
I,
team.
I only know like 4 cities in China.
And they all are
Not
probably decent at soccer, so or have the biggest.
Yeah, they have the most
biggest-
money.
yeah,
just,
they have the most money to spend.
yeah.
But that was I really thought that the Chinese Super League or whatever they call it was going to take off more. Because I really thought that more players were going to go there because they were going to get paid a shit ton of money like Oscar did. But he was like the only player who went that was like massive name and got paid a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And the other one, and the
The
other
Hulk
ones,
went, I think.
yeah, he
uh,
didn't stay for very long. I think he plays back in Brazil now, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
maybe like Sao Paulo or something.
I think he plays somewhere in Brazil.
Probably somewhere, yeah.
Then there was Paulinho. Remember Paulinho?
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
played in Brazil for.
He scored
played
like
there in
he
China.
he scored in the World Cup, I remember, against I think Costa Rica in 2018. I think the year after, I don't know if he was at Barca at that point.
Yeah, he was in Barca around that time.
And then literally the next year, like he went to China.
Yeah,
Like it was, I don't
it
know.
was like one of those things. It was kind of like how do you relate it? Oh my god, and it was. It's not like I was gonna relate it to like being like someone like Marcelo, but it's more like Well, the thing is, Paulinho left at Barca like when he was a little older, right? Like, he was pretty old when he left, wasn't he?
I don't like honestly, I know him, but he kind of just like came out of nowhere for me. Like he started playing for Brazil, he scored, he's
mid.
playing for Barca, and I was like, I don't even know where this guy came from. Like, he kind of just appeared, out of nowhere. And then he went to China, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that happened.
I'm trying to think
Let's
of
go
other
to
big
China.
names. I mean, the Saudi Arabian league has done really well when it comes to attaining big names.
Yeah.
But they've done a way better job when it comes to the Chinese league.
Well, that's
But-
just because Ronaldo went there. That's literally the only reason.
I think that probably if it was like any other mid tier players that were just getting paid a lot, it would have been the exact same thing. But I think because Ronaldo went, it's been a lot easier
I mean,
to stretch for them.
the only one that really holds its standard, I guess, though, because like Saudi Arabia, although Ronaldo went there, if you look at like the games and like how many people actually show up, when they play like a low, like the first place team plays the last place team,
Yeah.
it's like there's like a couple hundred people there. So the only one I guess that's really held up consistently is probably the MLS. They really are.
Yeah, the MLS. Well, the
Only one.
MLS is doing really good when it comes to progression right now. And I think when you see guys like Messi that now join, you see guys like Giroud, you see guys like Hugo Lloris. Of course, they're at the end of their career,
Bale,
but
Beckham,
Bale.
Lampard. Bale went to
Bale has never played
LAFC.
in the No, he did. Oh, he did for like
Yeah.
6 months. That's right. I forgot.
He left Tottenham. He was at Madrid, bro. Won everything. Went to Tottenham. Won jack shit. Went to LFC. Won the MLS Cup. Scored a winning goal in his first.
Yeah, it
game
was
or
like he
something.
barely played any games for LAFC.
Oh,
and
I think he
retired.
scored like the winning goal in the final.
It was
actually.
something like that. It was something like that.
And then left and retired.
Yeah, he barely played there in LAFC. I remember I was like, oh my god, Gareth Bale's going to the MLS. I was like, okay, cool, good for him. And it's like, yeah, he's actually retiring. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? This
He
guy
retired
went
pretty
there
much
for
the
like
second he signed.
yeah, it was like he got injured or something like he usually does, and then like just literally was like done after that. It was like
Yeah.
the what the fuck. But I'm trying to think.
Lampard went. Rooney went.
Lampard did go. He went to New York.
Who's the Italian?
Did he a drug I think went to MLS too, right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Montreal Impact, right? Something like that.
Uh-huh. Who's the little Insigne? He's there now, I think.
Yeah, Lorenzo's at the Toronto team,
Mm-hmm.
and then what you call his name's also what's his
Shaqiri.
name there as well.
Shaqiri
Yeah,
went to
Zerdon.
Chicago.
But his teammate Bernadeschi, remember Bernadeschi, Federico
Mhm.
Bernadeschi? He also plays there, I think, in the Toronto team as well. There's a lot of names, but of course it's the same story. They're all at the end of their career. Zlatan, can't forget Zlatan.
Zlatan, yeah. But I mean, I guess it's just in the U.S. There's just a little more. At least now, there's a little more culture to MLS. You know, I mean, like we obviously don't live near, other than like New York or what's it called? Revolution.
No,
We're not really near it. Not really near it, so it's kind of a trip to get out
the
there.
exact same distance for both things, like 2 hours.
You know,
Yeah,
so we're not really near it. But if you live near the area, especially if it's in an actual city, bro, they pop out like Atlanta, Charlotte, LA.
Dude, the Charlotte
they
one,
fill up.
At Charlotte, I've seen videos, bro. They go crazy in Charlotte.
It's literally like you would think they've existed
the other
for
one,
a while.
The Columbus Crew, because they have their actual stadium. They have their actual stadium. Same with the Tennessee one, Nashville. Dude, Nashville, because they have their actual stadium. They go kind of crazy there. Like they're like one of the actual only clubs, I think. I'm not sure how many there are, but I know there's only a handful of teams that I think have their own stadiums.
Like who? Does Red Bull have?
Inter Miami have one. Nashville have one, and they're just like pretty big too. It's like almost 30K people I think they can get inside that Nashville one.
I feel like once they. Because before they were just in the NFL stadiums.
Most of them are still in NFL stadiums.
You know, so. Like the NFL stadiums, they're just too big right now.
No, they're obviously way too big. But like the
way too big.
Atmosphere is too much.
It's so dead. You know, if you only get like 30, if you get only like 25K in a 60,000 seater, it just feels like awful. Like it just feels like
even though it seems like it's a lot of people, they're all spread out all over the place.
Like I've been to Red Bull Arena, and that only seats like 27, 30, you know? But it fills up, bro. Like the atmosphere is nice, you know? Even though it only seats like 25 to 30,000 people. And then I went to Ecuador, Jamaica at Allegiant. Allegiant sits like 70,000 or something.
It's a massive stadium.
And Ecuador, Jamaica is not a big, blockbuster game, obviously. And only, I don't know, like 12,000 people went or something. Maybe not even that.
You have not
so
even
it felt so dead.
Not even a quarter of the stadium.
Exactly. Like it felt dead.
There's no stats.
And then like obviously, but I know New York is getting their stadium in Queens near Citi Field.
Oh yeah, they're building something.
It's gonna.
Which
come
is
out.
that for?
It's for New York City. FC.
Oh, okay. NYFC.
Yeah. So, I think they should start or be done by 2026 with the stadium.
It's something like that. You're right. You're right on that track. You're on that track.
It looks pretty dope, and I've been to New York City games. It's kind of fun, you know.
I've only been to one MLS game my entire life, and that was like 4 years ago.
I've been to a couple. Not more than a couple. I've been to like 5 or 6 probably.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
They're kind of fun, you know. And with New York, you could just take the train and go like to Yankee Stadium.
Oh yeah, we could easily get there from where we are because the train stations.
And they're not expensive, so that's nice. And then when Messi came to Yankee Stadium, bro, the tickets I get, with taxes and the train ticket and all that, and food, like $150, right? Messi comes, the same seats, $500.
Well, that's the Messi effect, bro. Everybody wanted to see him play. Did he even play? Was that the game that he didn't even play, or did he play?
I think he played.
There was one game where
he played in the baseball park.
Yeah, there was one game that people were like wanting refunds because he didn't play due to load management or something. It was like the funniest thing. They're like, "Yo, Messi didn't play."
It was some stadium and they had turf and he can't play on turf. It's in his contract.
Yeah, it's in his contract.
They were like, "Oh, Messi's not here." It's like, wait, you should have maybe just read what they said already. Like everyone knew this at that point.
They probably put it.
Everyone knew already. They already knew like the lineup, who was gonna, be on the roster. Like
Like, they must have put it in something that was like, oh, Messi, yeah, isn't going to be at these games this season due to the fact that we use turf in these fields or whatever.
I feel like everyone already knew, you know.
There's a good chance that if you were retired, you saw, oh my god, Inter Miami play our team at home this season and to be there. Okay.
And then, like, MetLife, they have turf, right? But
Yeah,
then they put grass over with.
Well, yeah, they put grass over, yeah.
And, you know, and they're going to do it for Messi. Like, come on now. I mean, if you're one of the best players in the world, if not the best, the money you're coming in to put grass down for one day, you know, there's no cost to that.
You know who else are some of the best?
Who?
Chelsea playing against Noah's Ark on Thursday night.
Noah's Ark. What did we say? You said 4-0. I said 5.
We dismantled the Ark on Thursday. The group of the farmers that pulled up did not come to play.
No,
dude.
The goals, bro. The second goal, he just passed it across the middle, and bro intercepted it. Like, that is like U12. Like, everyone knows you cannot do that. You cannot. That's so bad. But like, what do you expect? This is like the 80th tier league, and they're 4th place in like the 80th ranked league in the world.
I said this going into the game. I remember I told you, I'm like, I wonder if Barrow is better than this team, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, we only allowed 5 goals to Barrow. Of course, like, we could have probably scored more, but we shut down the we shut the tank off. In this game, it was like they were letting it happen because they were so bad. Like, Mark Guiu was pressing them up front, and they were just like letting him get close. And the center back, dude, the right-sided center back made 3 mistakes. The pass you saw across the middle, he got the ball intercepted by Guiu, and Zhao.
Then he got stripped, right?
Yeah, that was what I'm talking about. Yeah. Guiu stripped him, and then Zhao scored. It was like, dude, what are they doing? And then he also was, I think he was the same person at fault for the Nkunku goal. The 7th goal, when he hit it at the goalie, he saved it, and then he kicked it straight by him. For some reason, he didn't hit it. Like, the guy literally was making mistakes all over the place. But, like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
What do you expect? Now I know my answer. They're 100% worse than Barrow, so that means League 2 teams can go into Armenia and win and be the best team in Armenia. So they want to be in the...
So, with that, they should honestly give the championship the Conference League spots. I mean, they're never going to do that. But they should. Like, honestly, if the first placers, to 3rd or whatever, the championship should get Europe. No,
I think they said that the championship's like the 10th biggest league in the world or something like that. So the thing is, I think that they can't give spots away. They would never do it because it's not the top flight. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure because England, obviously, in every competition, every league competition, you can get European spots from winning a tournament, like your Club or something. Mm-hmm. So, like, in England, you can, if you win the Carabao Cup, you can get the Conference League. It gives you Conference League immediately.
Okay.
So it's like, I still think about it like this: what if a championship team were to win a League Cup? It's like, it's not unheard of in certain places, but at the same time, like, it's possible. And I played FM my fair share, and I literally had teams get relegated from the Premier League and win the Conference League, so they're like getting relegated, about to play in the Championship, and they play Conference League soccer the next season. So it's like, it's the most weird thing ever. So like, you could be in the 2nd division and win the Conference League because your team is like one of the better teams in it because you just got relegated from the Premier League. So it's like that shit would they'd probably do really well.
And if you win the Conference League, then you're like, imagine you're in your League 2, and you're in Europa.
It's crazy because you could literally, in essence, it's possible for you to not get promoted from the Championship and win the Premier and win the Champions League.
In 3 years.
It's possible.
In 3 years,
it's technically possible,
mm-hmm.
and you literally could go an entire you could literally never get promoted. But if you were to continuously win the Champions League over and over, you'd qualify for the Champions League over and over. So it's technically possible, but it's obviously it's not going to happen. That would never happen in a million years.
And maybe it's you guys. Maybe you guys never qualify for the top 4, but you just win the Conference League, Europa League.
Hey, dude, I would take that. I would take that.
Never finish top 4.
Dude, if I could take 8 Champions Leagues.
I would take that all day.
I take 8 Champions Leagues. If we finish 5th or something or 6th, but I win the Champions League, who cares? I think everybody would take that shit. Are you serious?
I would finish 12th and win the Champions League. I'm thinking the Champions League.
Finish 17th or
and win the Champions League, or finish fourth and not win shit.
Yeah, finish 1 point above relegation,
Yeah,
win the Champions League, or win
finish
nothing
or
finish
fourth.
second, like something
Yeah,
like that.
right. But I'm thinking, does the champion? If you win the Champions League, do you get automatic qualification?
Yeah, you
'Cause
do, you
you
do,
do.
you do.
Because and what about the World Cup? Because I'm pretty sure you don't get automatic qualification for the
Club
World
World
Cup.
Cup?
No, for the World Cup, like regular. I don't
What do
think
you
you
what?
do.
Oh, if you win it?
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. But
You
I guess for
don't.
Champions
The
League,
only people
because
who
obviously
get
for Europa, you
the
win it
reason
and you
they
make
do
it in the
that is
next one.
because they can't do it because the teams that host it or the countries that host it, I think, take those spots. In
Mm-hmm.
essence, that would be if you won it. So, like, obviously, I think what Canada, Mexico, and United States already are qualified because they're hosting it next year or in
Yeah.
2026. So they take it. But if you like, I think that's why they were saying, like, that's why I think when people looked at it, it was like when Italy didn't qualify for the World Cup after they won the Euros, or what was it that? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah,
after
because
they won.
they won it
Yeah, because they won the Euro.
20.
It was
Yeah,
2018.
2020.
Yeah, they didn't qualify for the 22. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
After they got beat by
And
Macedonia.
they didn't make it in 2018 either to the World Cup. So they didn't make the World Cup. Won the Euros, which some say is harder. I don't think so. Some say it's harder, and then they don't make the World Cup, which is honestly crazy. But to be fair, that Italian team was kind of overrated. I feel
The
like
thing is,
they just got by like every time, you know.
especially in the last Euros, their team was
They-
dog. They were
yeah.
dog. They had no attack. They were like defense sit back simulator. With
Mhm.
what did they have? They had the former Napoli coach right now, don't they? Something Split Spaghetti
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
I
Fettuccine
don't remember
Alfredo.
his name, bro. He was the Napoli coach who got them the Scudetto,
Mhm.
and he left. He literally said, "Yo, I won the Scudetto. I'm going to take the Italy job." Like I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
What a waste of time. Bro tanked his career.
Bro tanked his career to take the stupid Italy job. Like it was ridiculous, and then went to go win the Euros and didn't even do anything in the Euros. So it was
Yeah,
like.
no.
But I also for this Chelsea game before we stop talking about this Noah game because of course like what are you going to talk about in an 8-0 win? Like an 8-0 win. I've already emphasized my point that I think they're worse than a League Two team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's their level. I think they'd probably.
Is that the worst team they play? Probably.
I think the best team they play, I think, is gonna be the next game against Heidenheim. But after that, like
So their goal difference should honestly be like 40.
right now, it's
Two.
it's 13 after 3 games.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get much
there's-
better than that, bro. It doesn't get much better than that.
There is no way, honestly, that they don't win this thing.
I've already said this.
Did they play Fiorentina? Is that the best team?
Crazy you say that. Fiorentina lost to a team from Cyprus yesterday. So what the hell is our competition at this point? They lost. It was an away game. Okay, like sure.
Okay.
No, it's not sure. You don't lose to teams from Cyprus
Yeah.
if you're a team from Italy. That just does not happen.
What's the team they lost to? Who?
Apol. They're like a blue and yellow badge or something. I looked this morning. I'm like,
That
why
sounds
would we
like
do other conference
that sounds
teams?
like an offshore pharmaceutical company that
APO.
it
sounds like
gives you
it
more
sounds-
problems.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a name of like a soda drink in Europe, like APO.
Yeah.
It sounds like maybe
Try-
like a
Try A Pure now.
it
It's
sounds
very
like
tasty.
actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like a carbonated water. That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like. That's exactly what it
Yeah.
sounds like. So when I
like
saw the
It's like that one Family Guy clip where he's like running, sprinting. These are Slavic sports. He's like only one shoe in the box.
drink APO. Yeah, like
Yeah.
dude, some of the
Bad.
teams in this competition are just. Now when I think back, Spurs lost to a team from Slovenia, and they only won 2 games, I think, in their group when there was still group stages of the Conference League and stuff. And they barely did anything in the Conference League. That's why I look at this competition and I'm like, damn, Spurs are just ass.
Trash.
Like, how do
Yeah.
you not like that was like people were like, damn, we're gonna win the first competition of the conference league and we're gonna end this drought, bro. They didn't even do anything.
Damn.
They didn't even do jack shit. They lost to a Slovenian team with like 4,000 capacity. Like that's crazy, bro.
This is a Tottenham tradition. You know,
It's a Tottenham tradition to be continuously ass in
Losing,
competitions that you should be
pretty
winning.
much.
Like
And the fact
it's showing.
the fact that they made a Champions League final too, like only a couple years prior to that, is honestly crazy.
Was it a couple of years before? Oh yeah, you're right. It was like 2 years when they played. Who was it in the final?
Liverpool. The most
Probably
boring game in
the
history.
most boring final of all time.
Yeah.
After like the previous games were better than the final.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh my god, it's about to be a battle between two English giants, I guess. Liverpool Giants. Tottenham, not really.
No.
And no, it was just so boring.
No, because
Salah scores in like the first minute. I'm like, oh my god, it's about to be crazy.
No, because it was a snooze fest. Because like the
For the
previous
next-
game that Tottenham played was against Ajax, and that tie against Ajax was nuts.
Yep.
It was nuts. Remember Lucas Moura scored all those goals in that game after he came
In,
back.
like,
They
the
came
last
back from,
30 minutes.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
scored 2 goals with like 5 minutes to like end that insane Ajax team, of Eric Ten Hag's Ajax team.
So yeah, obviously Ten Hag was.
This
born
all
from the
relates back to
start.
Eric Ten Hag. Oh my god. Everything we've talked about has to do with the Lord and Savior. You know who else was on that team?
Who?
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Anthony.
No, he wasn't.
I actually don't think he was on that
He
team.
was not.
I actually don't think he
No.
was on that team in
I don't think so,
2018 or something.
No,
I don't
I can
think so.
honestly now that I think about it, I can probably name like that whole lineup. I can name like 8 of
Yeah,
them.
I think you could. I think
Like
I could probably name a
Onana,
few teams.
Daley Blin was on there. DeLitt, De
Yeah.
Jong, De Beek, Tadic, Ziyech.
Yeah.
There was that one guy with the beard. I forgot his name. He scored that.
Beard.
He scored that. The free
Oh!
kick against Courtois.
I know who you're talking about.
He looped it all the way in.
Yep. I know who you're
That
talking about.
guy.
Eunice. It was Eunice, right?
I don't even remember.
I need to search it up. I need to search it up now because I'm pretty sure it's Eunice.
That team was so good, and now
was
literally
their
all of them are
striker?
like trash. I don't remember.
Why can't I think about who their striker was? I think Mazraoui was on that team, wasn't he? Sink Raven.
I only know the starter.
Tagliafico was on that team.
That's
Nicholas Tagliafico.
I hate that guy.
He's Argentinian. Bro.
Yeah, he's a bum.
Oh my god. I honestly.
Enzo Fernandez actually I turned up against
Oh,
this.
wait.
Turned up. He was like, "Oh my god, he's a hat trick of assists in 7 minutes." I'm like, "Okay,
scored-
I could have done it too. I actually could have done it in that game."
He whipped in 2 corners that were both headed. As you know, the Disasi and the Tosin headers both were assists from him. And then the other one was the Guiu steal that Enzo played it into Joao, and he got an assist on that one too. So,
We could have done that, bro.
are you serious?
I could have probably made it.
So,
trash.
it was like, what is even going on? Like, and then he got taken off at halftime to like save legs. That means now
Bro's not even gonna play on the weekend.
it's crazy. It's funny you say that because the game on the weekend easily could see him play if Cole Palmer doesn't play. Because Cole Palmer, of course, due to the ridiculous actions of suicide bomber Lisandro Martinez on Sunday, that was not even called for a yellow card or anything.
Yeah.
That was a straight fucking red, bro.
Yeah.
You watch it back and we're like, damn, he literally just took out his fucking knee. That's how you
And
end players'
like,
careers.
He was like, "Oh, I slipped." Oh.
It was like, you know what's funny about it? What's his name after the game or a little after the game? Roy Keane was like, that's how you end players' careers with those kind of tackles. And after that, he's like, not that I know anything about it.
Yeah.
And then like, people just
Because he's never done any wrong.
Yeah, people like, put the clip of Erling Haaland's dad when he like tagged 2-footed him or whatever.
Yeah.
He like 2-footed him in that one
Bro,
game.
yeah, it was like, what, he waited like 2 years and 6 months?
Yeah, because he was recovering from his ACL, and he literally his entire goal was just to take him out, and that was it. And he like literally knew he got sent off. He's like, well,
He's
that was
like,
fun.
all right.
He's like,
Bye.
that was fun. Yeah. No, but Enzo played well. Yeah, I can't say that. But I can't say also he found his competition. He found his competition. He plays
Yeah,
the
these are
80th tier of the leagues.
they're
80th
like
tier.
that team is probably like the 700th ranked team in the world.
I'd love to know how many coefficient points they have.
Like 2.
0?
0.6.
Like, yeah, it probably is something like that because they probably never played in European competitions.
Now they're over under for goals against is gonna be like 12.
Yeah, they were at a positive something because they had won their first game, and then their second game they drew, and then they played us and they got 8 goals in. So it's like they like damn, they're still probably a team in the middle of the bracket because they have a win, a loss, and a draw. So they're not doing that bad. They have 4 points, but at this point nobody is near us. The team in second, I think, hasn't even conceded a goal, but it's a Polish team. Like, we'd clap them. I just don't want. I would rather not play in Poland because playing in Poland is kind of crazy. You know? Do you know
Is Poland still a war zone?
Is Poland still a war zone?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's Ukraine. What am I?
Dude, are you
about?
dumb?
What am I
Holy
blabbing about?
shit, dude, you're dumb as hell.
What am I blabbing
Ukraine, bro.
Ukraine.
I think they still play games in Ukraine right now too. Don't
they?
Yeah, I think Shakhtar still play in Donetsk. Kiev, they still play in Kiev. Dynamo Kiev, I'm almost certain they still play at their home stadiums and everything.
Maybe it's just on the border. Maybe it's really just on the
Dude,
border.
Aren't they still an active war zone? Are you serious?
But is Ukraine still like an active war zone?
I think
or is it just like the? Is it just like the the border?
It's stagnation. I don't know. There's nothing going on there right now.
I don't know. They're probably just.
So that's a crazy comment. Are they an active war zone right now?
They're like right there though. That's what.
No, they are right there. So it's not the worst. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. You could have said like, "Damn, isn't Turkey an active war zone right now?" Or something? Like,
is France an active war zone?
Yeah, like they already surrendered. They already
threw the white flag up
before
the war started.
Yeah, before the war started. They knew it was coming, so they said you could have the country. No, but I can't believe you said that. Bro.
But what if Chelsea gotta play in Ukraine, bro?
That's what.
Yeah. Then I was gonna be like, is that an active war zone?
Yo, I think that's why when we play the team that's from Kazakhstan, they don't want to go too near Russia because it's like too close to the border of Russia or something. Like they literally said that they don't want to play the game in like whatever stadium it is because it's too close to the one in Russia. So they were like, yeah, we're gonna play it more toward the capital in the south because we don't want to be near Russia or something like something ridiculous like that.
Honestly, that's kind of fair.
Fair enough, right? They don't want to be like, hey, I Moises Caicedo. I don't want him anywhere near that.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna steal him and put him in a Russian.
$150 million,
All right,
asset right there.
Enzo Fernandez is more expensive than Moises Caicedo.
Enzo Fernandez is trash.
Enzo Fernandez is gonna prove you wrong, and you're gonna have to.
I actually saw a Prem stat they put up. I think it was either Prem or Premier League, or ESPN. Sorry, it was saying like Caicedo, he's got like the most tackles, most passes. Everything. Literally everything. I was like, everything. Damn, bro.
He is the highest rated midfielder in the Prem this season by like 14 or 15. It's not even close. Like he's in a world of his own right now.
Right here. Tackles won 22 first. Duels won 68 second. Interceptions 17 third. And then successful passes for a defensive player. Bro's got 464 and that's fifth. Like bro's an absolute midfield
he's a monster.
Unit.
He goes everywhere. Like he's like not a big guy. Like when they call him N'Golo Kante regen, like he's getting there, dude. He really is getting there. Because like because Kante and him are basically the same height. I guess you could say Caicedo's a little bit bigger of a body because N'Golo was always a narrow guy. Like he was very small.
That man's like 5'5", no?
I think
I'm not so sure how tall.
Caicedo's actually like 5'10" or something. Did you know that? He's actually taller than you think he is. But I know that.
Yeah, he's 5'10".
Yeah, Moises is pretty tall. But when it comes, N'Golo was how? Tell me how tall N'Golo is.
He's 5'6".
Dude, he's a short guy.
I'm calling him short like I'm not 1 inch taller than him.
Yeah, we're calling him short like we're literally not an inch or two taller than him.
I'm literally like an inch and a half taller than him.
And meanwhile, he's like the best ball-winning midfielder in like of recent modern era. He's nuts.
It's that African blood in him, bro. He's got to be like Ethiopian.
That was racist, bro.
No,
He's from France.
actually,
he's from France.
but he's got African blood in him.
He's from France.
And the Ethiopians are the best long distance runners. So he's got to have some Ethiopian blood in him, no? Am I wrong?
I don't know. I don't know what his
Who's
second.
the-
I don't know
what's
what
the-
his second nationality would count as. I can search it up right now, actually.
What's the? Oh yeah,
I'll search it up right now.
Eliud Kipchoge, or he's from Kenya.
Well, you're talking about.
He's got to be part Kenyan, no? He's got to be because that man.
Yeah. I'll search it up. I'll search it up right now. Let's see.
But I'm gonna find it quicker than you.
Mali. He has Malian.
No, never mind.
He's Malian.
How close is Kenya to Mali?
Not very. Kenya's like more East Africa. Mali's West Africa.
It is about 600 miles.
They're not very close.
So they are on the opposite sides of the country.
Yes, exactly what I'm saying.
Or the continent. My fault.
That's what I'm saying.
My fault. Yeah. Same thing. But the Kenyans ran to Mali and then they.
All right. We're done with that stupid. You're getting too far. You're getting too far. I don't want to have anybody look at this and be like, yo, who's the guy that's calling N'Golo Kante an Ethiopian, bro? Stop us. What are you talking about?
Well, Ethiopia is close to Mali.
I don't know. Relatively, based off of where they are in a way, I guess you could say that. But he's not even from Mali. He's from France. So they're the French national team.
But anyway, the guy's an absolute.
The guy's an animal.
That's an animal.
And Caicedo is also an animal. That's the point. That's the point we're trying to prove. It's that simple. You know what else is too simple? Getting this win against Arsenal on Sunday. It's that simple. It's really that freaking simple. This is the lineup. It's really it picks itself at this point. You know why I say that? Because
It's the best.
there's a reason that none of these guys play in conference league games.
Yeah.
Because they're that much better in a way. In a way, it's hard to say that because Madueke has been very poor in a way in some of these games. So guys like Jadon Sancho, who haven't played because I think they said he's been ill. I don't know. You probably have no idea. But they've been saying that he's been he's had an illness for like the last like week or so. So he hasn't played in the last 2
He's
games.
going out to the pub, bro. That's what's happening.
No, he's sitting back and laughing at Erik Ten Hag. That's all he's been doing, bro.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like this lineup has done well. Of course, it didn't do outstandingly well in the game against you guys, but it's easily the best lineup I think we have. If there were to be rotations in this lineup, I would like to maybe see... Dude, Sanchez has been so abysmal, but I just can't swap it with Jorgensen because... What's his name? Maresca is just like, yeah, he's doing a good job. Yeah, so I'm going to keep Sanchez in because he's doing a good job. He obviously hasn't been doing a good job. Like, if all of us have been watching games this season, like, we've seen that, oh, yeah, he's made good saves sometimes, but, like, no, he hasn't. He's gotten the odd good save, the odd good performance, but he's so inconsistent to the point where it's like impossible to understand like what you're gonna get out of the guy.
Bro doesn't really think too much. He's kind of just acting on instinct.
They're like, oh, his distribution's been really good, dude. He distributes to the out of bounds markers. Like, this guy cannot. This guy cannot hit a player to save his life. Sometimes
He's aiming for the opposite team's manager.
He's aiming for the fourth referee, bro. Like I don't know who he's trying to find sometimes.
He's aiming for the fifth row.
Yeah, he's aiming for the hot woman on the other side of the field, bro. Like, but so Sanchez and Madueke are the only two guys I would really make subs with in this one. And if I were to make the sub, like I said, Sanchez would be with Jorgensen, and Madueke I would say would be with Jadon Sancho, but that's saying if Jadon Sancho plays this weekend, which I'm not sure he will. So if he doesn't play, it almost like says like you kind of have to play Madueke. But if he doesn't, Mudryk, does he get looks? I know he's been getting looks in the Premier League recently, and especially after he scores another really damn good goal in the last game against. All right, we're all like, oh, it's against Noah, dude. Like no goalie saving that shot, bro. Mm-hmm. No goalie saving that shot. It was a laser beam into that top right corner. So maybe Mudryk gets looks and Neto plays on the right. Mudryk gets on the left. There's a chance. Then you also maybe could do something like, again, I haven't even talked about Palmer. because they've been saying, and it looks like Palmer trained today because he posted on his Instagram that he had like the the compressor thing on his leg. So it looked like he practiced today. It's about all if he plays on Sunday. We're at the point where we're almost certain it looks like he's going to play, so that's why I put him in. But this has got to be the team, but it really has to be a set in stone. Because it's not set in stone in a way because Madueke is a guy who might not play. And then again, you think Kukurea is ass. Do you think Kukurea is bad? I think Kukurea has been very good. And at this point, he's just like a banter guy. I think he's been really good. But him playing at a natural left back over Malo Gusto needs to happen. And I think Maresca saw it last week. But I think the lineup at this point picks itself. And I can see, I think Reece James might be the player who gets inside of his midfield positions in this one. But, I think it's pretty reasonable to say we can get a win. Especially after, Arsenal lost to... the Inter Milan? Yeah, Inter Milan at the San Siro. So, it's a chance after they play set piece simulator against them. Do you know how many
14
they had?
corners?
17 corners. 17.
Not a single one converted. You know who they need in there? They need Pulisic. With that.
Oh, with the core. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. But dude, what kind of boring ass play is that? 17 corners, you don't even score one.
Yeah.
I saw something where it was like when the Arsenal set piece coach doesn't have a goal in the game, he like sits back down. It's like how fast he sits back down. I was like this guy is ridiculous. Imagine the set piece job is already ridiculous as it stands, in my opinion, dude. What do you do all day? You just like sit and watch set pieces, and you just like, oh, you're gonna attack this corner and all this bullshit. Like, why doesn't the manager do that shit? Like,
just cross the ball in nice.
Just cross the ball in, bro. Just like low across the box and let your striker run in your post, bro. Like, are we serious?
Everybody attack the penalty spot. And...
No, yeah. How is it this hard? How is it this hard to make? Yeah. Oh, you're actually gonna do 13 step overs, and then you're gonna whip in across. Actually, to the guy who ran over the ball 7 people ago, and then you're gonna do a nice whip in. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be a goal. I'm like, dude, what are we talking about? Are we serious?
Just whip it.
That's why I hate set piece. I hate set piece coaches. I'm like your average Sean Deitch fan. Like, bro, just whip that shit as far as possible.
It works, bro. It works.
That's why he survived getting relegated how many seasons with Burnley, bro? Because he would just play boot it ball. Brexit ball.
I mean, it works pretty much against everybody but the top teams.
Yeah, it literally the good teams in the league. Like, you'll get the odd win.
Yeah.
But getting the odd win, I think 2-1.
I was going to say 2-1 too.
Do you think it will win?
Mm-hmm.
I think because of how bad Arsenal's away form has been, there's a really good chance that we can get one in this game. If we were to get this win, I think saying like Nottingham Forest get a bad result, because Forest are in 3rd place right now, as we know. So, like,
good to see.
We can get above them.
Yeah.
I saw a picture as well. I was like, look at, like, there's one odd name out, and it was like showing all the teams in the top 6, and they had Champions Leagues, and it was like just showing Arsenal is the only team not have a Champions League. Because, of course, Forest have 2 Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
2 Champions Leagues? Is it 1 or 2?
Aston Villa have one, too.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. They have 1. So that's why it's one of those things where it's like the odd man out because Arsenal are so ass. So, all I know at this point is I think because of their away form, we can escape with a win. And I'm going to say, out of the players in the starting lineup, I think that who's going to get the goals? It won't be the center backs because we don't score off set pieces because we're so bad at them. I'm going to say Jackson gets 1. And
Neto gets 1.
You think Neto? I think that's a good shout. I don't know. If Palmer does start, there's a chance, but I think he might be a little lackluster because he barely practiced this week. So I think it won't be the greatest day, but I think others are going to make up for it. And then I'd say, I think it'll be just those 2 guys, obviously 2-1. I think that's as simple as that. And then we look at your guys' side, Leicester. What are we thinking here? I'll show the lineup.
I mean, we come off a 2-goal win. All right, cool. We beat Leicester the week before. All right, they're playing like their second team, which is trash. Just as probably trash as their first team. And when would we beat them? We beat them 3-1?
Who?
Leicester. No, we beat them 5-2.
You guys beat them 5-2. I was going to say, who'd you guys beat 5-2? I'm like, yeah, it was Leicester. You either beat Team 5-2.
I mean, we only beat. It's probably gonna be another 2-goal game. I'm assuming. I think we'll come off with a win.
I think you guys could
There's
get
no
another
way,
win in this
honestly,
one.
we
I
don't.
think Leicester are that bad. Is this
Yeah.
one a home game as well?
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys, I think, are in a really good chance to get another win in this one. I am surprised you didn't want to put Amad Diallo in, but I think because of his performance on Thursday, there's a chance that
If Garnacho doesn't do anything or Rashford doesn't do anything by like
Yeah, I
50th
think
minute,
that- I think-
one of them is coming off.
yeah, I think there's a good chance Amad comes on because of how well he performed in that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think your lineup honestly picks itself. There's not much rotation like we talked about in your lineup. And I think that guys like Højlund are going to keep playing. Fernandes is going to keep playing. You did rotate the midfield because Eriksen didn't play one of the last 2 games, and I think that Casemiro's in better form than Ugarte is, and you kind of agreed with that. So Eriksen came in. But outside of that, your back line, like, there's not any other better option. Like, would you rather play your back line here with these center backs, or would you rather play Johnny Evans or Victor Lindelof? Like, are we serious?
Imagine like 5 years ago, you said, "Oh, De Ligt is gonna play with Johnny Evans at United." You'd
Like,
been like,
you were-
"Hell
you were-
no!"
Well,
You'd been like,
wow.
"Hell no!"
You're like, wow, I love De Ligt. Where the hell is
Who's
Johnny Evans? Why is Johnny Evans back at United? Is my first question. Like,
You know, you would say to who's Johnny Evans? You'd be like, "Oh, well, he played. Actually, he played under Ferguson. Yeah, like 10 years ago."
10 years ago.
I'd say he was like number like 40, I think. It's straight out of wherever he came from. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, who would have thought they would have to bring him back because they needed players so bad?
They should have just called me. I would have been like,
yeah, you should have. You all-time center back. You and Lissandro Martinez, the 5'9" duo at center back, would be insane.
actually, our average height would be like 5'7".
Yeah,
shorter
because
than him.
I
I'm shorter than Martinez. And I call him
That would
short,
be
I'm not like I'm tall myself, right?
that would be an incredible duo at center back. Like that would be like you guys would have to be like the most feisty center back pairing of all time because like
I'm gonna have to do like an insane amount of like jump barbell squats. I need like a 60-inch vertical, like every given
to
time.
out-jump anybody. Oh my god.
Yeah, imagine me against Holland. I would like climb his shoulder.
Dude,
It's like that one video. It's like Conte defending Van Dijk on a corner, and he's just like hugging him, and Van Dijk's like, what? He's like 6'4".
You have to jump on his shoulders to win a header, bro. Like you'd have to like
much.
give him a piggyback ride or something. Like it'd be really bad.
No,
And
you just-
obviously I wouldn't be much better. I would have to like just push them. I would honestly just give up. I think.
You gotta put the cleat in between the lace. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get the laces so they can't jump up.
Just nut tap them right before they try and run for the ball.
Right.
And they won't notice it. The referee will be like, get up.
Yeah.
No penalty, no penalty.
The bar's gonna be like, what? I don't know what happened. But
Yeah,
God forbid I'm like this far off offside. You know. Then they'll
God
call it.
forbid your nose is a half an
Yeah, right.
offside or something.
One bit of my hair in the wind is offside, and they're gonna call it.
Oh
That's pretty
my-
much it. You could punch someone in the face, they'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Then you're just offside, and they're like, ah!
Average Bruno Fernandes red card situation be like.
Pretty much. And then they're like, oh, actually, we're going to overturn it now. And then the next week they do the same thing.
Yeah, and then that one.
They didn't learn from their mistake.
That one's actually just a red card at that point.
Yeah. Deduct 10 points from Everton for that.
I've seen it enough. I understand it now.
I get it. Now it all makes sense.
Everything always relates back to deducting 10 points from Everton.
They deserve it, honestly.
But we dragged it far enough. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you, Sebby. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.